All right, everyone. Welcome to Centrotherm's contractor training. Talk about InnoFlue Polypropylene Vent Systems. My name's Dylan. I will be hosting the training today. A little bit about myself. So I've been here at Centrotherm for almost 2 years now. Have roughly 10 years of HVAC experience. Starting off at the contractor level, worked my way up through a distributor. And like I said, I've been here at Centrotherm for almost 2 years. And today we're going to talk about some safe venting installation tips and go over all what Centrotherm can offer you. I'll give a few seconds to let everyone join, and then we will begin. All right, well, I'd like to start off by telling you guys that there are some handouts within the webinar and give you some install guides, a product catalog, and just view it at your leisure. And we will begin with the training. So why are you here? So our polypropylene vent system can help you save time in the mechanical room. We all know saving time equals saving money. And with our polypropylene vent system, it will increase your credibility as a professional. And what I mean by that is our pipe is specifically designed for the extraction of flue gas. We all know that the extraction of flue gas is very important, and if not done properly, can cause some serious damages to the homeowner or the people within the building for the boiler that you're installing. We're going to provide a safer option for you guys, thereby reducing liability. Like I said, our pipe is specifically engineered to extract flue gas. We also have a 10-year warranty if installed correctly, and that will reduce a little bit of liability on your end. And today we're going to talk about what we have to offer, and we're going to learn some professional and safe venting installation techniques, and just give you an overview of our product offering and some tips and tools that we can help you out with your venting installation. So a little bit about us. We manufacture everything here in the United States, right in Waterford, New York. We also do on-site support services right here in-house. So a little bit of the manufacturing capabilities. We do rigid and flexible extrusion, welding and hand tooling, injection molding, thermoforming. Some on-site services include full engineering support, technical support, customer service support, and your logistics and shipping. A little bit more about us. So we've been in the United States for just about 20 years now. However, this has been a proven product over in Europe for over 40 years. So where we might be new to you and new to your mechanical room, we are not new to the installation of venting and mechanical rooms in general. So I'll leave this slide up here for a second. Please register for the training. You'll get some product updates, some news and contests. All right, thank you for registering for this training. And we're going to start off by playing a video of InnoFlue in 2 minutes, brought to you by our marketing mastermind, Matthew Price. So please enjoy Matthew explaining InnoFlue in 2 minutes.
Hey everybody, it's Matthew Price from the Centrotherm Marketing Department. I just want to give you the rundown on InnoFlue, our UL-listed polypropylene vent system. It's the best way to exhaust toxic fumes from your high-efficiency appliances.
Unlike Schedule 40 PVC pipe and fittings, InnoFlue is specifically engineered and approved for venting high-efficiency condensing boilers and water heaters. UL 1738 and ULC S636 listed by Intertech, InnoFlue is available in sizes from 2-inch through industry-best 12-inch diameter, and it's rated for systems with sustained temperatures up to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. You can say goodbye to messy glues and primers because with InnoFlue, you simply lubricate and push the pipe and fittings together for a quick and easy connection. Also, once the installation is finished, you can immediately fire up the equipment. There's no waiting for glues and primers to cure or torquing the pipe and fittings to create pitch. We've built the pitch into the component itself. Along with a complete line of condensate management components, terminations, and accessories, InnoFlue is the most comprehensive special gas vent line available. We'll even help you design and lay out your vent runs. Send us a rough sketch of the system with make and model number of the appliances to be installed, and we'll provide vent sizing, a 3D drawing, and a full bill of materials.
So take a minute and visit centrotherm.us.com/myrep and find out who carries InnoFlue in your area. Or contact us directly at info@centrotherm.us.com.
All right, I hope you guys all enjoyed that InnoFlue in 2 minutes. And so let's start with the presentation. So this slide, you see some codes being listed. We have UL 1738, we have an ASTM stand, we have two ASTM standards, D1785 and F441. So UL 1738 is a strict flue gas venting standard. It tests our product to be upheld to a strict venting code. And like I said, it tests the product, does pull tests, up to 50 different tests to ensure that the material is safe to extract the flue gases. So UL 1738 is the gold standard for flue gas venting, whereas ASTM standards, they do not discuss the applications of flue gas venting. ASTM standards are typically for pressurized liquids only. Now, we all know extracting flue gas is a life safety issue. So we provide the safest option in the market for the extraction of flue gas. UL 1738 is a strict code specifically for flue gas venting. And this is where we show that our material is tested and proved to safely extract flue gases out of the mechanical room and outside, so you have no worries of flue gas spilling into the house or the building and causing further issues. So this chart explains some differences between our material, our polypropylene material versus PVC and CPVC. So some of the requirements of UL 1738 is being chemically resistant to the chemicals that are found in condensate. As we know, condensate is extremely acidic and can cause the material to break down. However, as you see, our InnoFlue polypropylene venting is resistant to all the chemicals that are typically found in condensate, right? And it also goes to show a high working temperature and a very high softening temperature, a lot higher than CPVC and PVC. We are also environmentally friendly when we produce our product, no chloride leaching, and our product is fully recyclable. All right, now we're going to discuss our product offering. So we offer rigid and single wall, we have flex products, and we have concentric products. So starting off your venting install, you're going to start off at the flue outlet, right? And most of the time, the outlets do not require an adapter. And as you see here, we have a list of different manufacturers in which their appliances do not require an adapter, and you can actually stick our pipe right into the flue outlet and begin your venting installation. So for the likes of Viessmann, Rinnai, Navien, and Telehat, Lochinvar, and Riello, a lot of these models do not require an adapter. And there are some appliances, as you'll see in the next slide, there are a few appliances that may need an adapter. So before you start your venting install, I do encourage you to check out centrothermadapters.com. This is a full list of all the appliances that we're approved for, and it will give you their respective adapter to start out with. All right, so InnoFlue single wall, one of our product offerings here. So as you saw in the video, We are only for high efficiency appliances, appliances where you'll typically see PVC being vented. We are the safe alternate for the venting of flue gas exhaust. And we're rated up to 230 degrees. So we have piping diameter from 2-inch all the way to 12-inch. One thing to note is connector rings are required on the 2, 3, and 4-inch. However, 6, 8, 10, and 12, there are no connector rings required, and the push-fit gasketed system is all you need to install. So there are no glues or primers or solvents ever. We have a push-fit gasketed system with an EDPM gasket that securely seals the pipe to not allow for any flue gas extraction to be leaked out into the building. Whereas other materials, as PVC and CPVC they require you to use a cement and a primer. Now, a little bit about that. So we all know that when things are being heated and cooled, they expand and contract. Just like your vent pipe, when you turn on the appliance, it's going to be hot. The vent pipe will then cool down when the appliance is turned off. So our gasket incorporates that expansion and contraction. Whereas when you're using PVC, the cemented glue joint cannot properly expand and contract when the appliance fires up and cools down. So that's where I bring it back to our pipe is specifically engineered for the extraction of flue gas. So we've taken that into consideration when we designed our product and incorporated the EDPM gasket and with no glues or primers. So we also have a built-in pitch that automatically slopes the venting system. As we know, if condensate is pooled up in the vent system, that'll actually allow the appliance to not fire up and not even run. So on contrary to a traditional 90-degree elbow, we've actually specifically engineered an 87-degree elbow that allows for the flow of condensate to go back to the appliance to then get discharged into a proper discharge place. Each vent length is a true effective length. So from the bottom of the female gasket vent to the top is the true effective length, and the length for the hub is actually 3% added, included in your vent run for free. And it can be field cut and deburred, just like PVC. One thing that's really cool about our product is it's zero clearance to combustibles. So when you're going out that sidewall or you're going through the roof, there's no need to be worried about how close you are to that rafter or how close you are to that wall joist. We are zero clearance to combustibles in all applications. So we do single SKU kits. We have those available for common venting. We have flex kits, which we'll get into, B-vent kits, concentric kits, and all types of termination kits. All right, so as I stated, our pipe can be field cut right in the field. All you have to do is make your measurement, pull out your Sawzall, make your cut, clean up your end, and you're good to go to continue on your install. And with our assembly, so I'm going to bring this back to, as I said, we're going to save you time in the mechanical room. Our pipe gets put together, push-fit connection in seconds. No glues, no primers, and connector rings only on the 2, 3, and 4-inch. Another thing about our product is as soon as the venting is installed, you can fire up the system right away. If you go and read the install instructions for PVC, they actually require a cure time. After you've glued and primed, their cure time varies from 24 to 48 hours, whereas our pipe can allow you to fire up the appliance right away, right when you're done installing. So I'm going to go ahead and give a quick demonstration on how to connect our pipes. All right, so we're going to start off with our Centrotherm. This is a water-based lubrication, and what's really cool about this is since it's water-based, if you use this, when you use this to put our pipes together, you can then go back to the job site and pull our pipes apart. All you have to do is spray a little bit of water on the joint, and which will reactivate the Centrotherm lubrication, and will allow you to remove the pipe very easily. So this is a 3-inch diameter vent length. And as you see, I have the connector ring on the male end. And to install, all you have to do is apply some Centrotherm to your male end. And I will let you know, if you don't have Centrotherm, one thing you can do in the field is you can use water, which will make it a little bit easier to push together as well. So you're going to put a little dab of your Centrotherm here. You're going to spread it around. Then you take your female end of your elbow, pop it right on. Connector ring is set, and you're good to go. That's it. How much time will that save you in the mechanical room? And as you see, the connector ring sits a little bit sideways on the pipe. As long as you have your arm on the one end of the hub, and then you have this arm resting against the gasket, that's a perfect installation. And once you finish, you're ready to go, and you can fire up the unit right away. Again, think about how much time that's going to save you. No more gluing, no more priming. Just a quick dab of the Centrotherm, pop it together with the EDPM gasket, and you're good to go. So supporting the system. Supporting the system is very important. Like I said, UL 1738 has a few requirements, and support systems are one of the requirements per UL 1738. And they state that every 78 inches in the vertical and every 39 inches in the horizontal, you need to have a support clamp. So we offer our own support clamps, which I'll show right here. Notice the design of the support clamp. Our support clamp is a clamshell style design. What this means is the support fully encompasses the diameter of the pipe. Now, you can use our support clamps, which we highly recommend, or a question that I get asked quite often is, can you use a third-party support clamp? The answer to that would be yes. However, we require, and UL 1738 requires, that it is a clamshell style design. So a lot of the times you see venting, specifically PVC, use J-hooks for an install to support the system. That is not something that we recommend, and we require the clamshell style for a support clamp. Notice on our support clamp, you have a point of entry for a 3/8 threaded rod. This will give you the opportunity to attach a rod to this, to then attach to a joist to secure the venting install and to make sure that it's supported. So one of the reasons why it's 38 inches in the horizontal is it's very important that the pipe doesn't bow. You're going to get condensate, and you want the condensate to flow freely back to the appliance. So as I've stated before, our polypropylene vent material is specifically engineered for the extraction of flue gas. So our engineering team has taken the guesswork out of pitching your system. Like I stated earlier, instead of your traditional 90-degree elbow, we have specifically engineered an 87-degree elbow to allow for the flow of condensate to go right back to the appliance. So we offer a full line of components. Like I said, completely engineered to extract flue gases. Full line of accessories for anything you may need in a venting run, from test ports to increasers to condensate management, drain caps, drain fittings, siphons, a Citarid for the condensate neutralization. Anything you need for venting, we offer it. One thing I want to highlight is our test port. Our test port is a very, very cool piece. No more drilling into a piece of PVC and covering up with some putty to then get your test port. We offer a specific vent length with a test port added to you basically test your pressure in your vent run. So like I said, specifically engineered for flue gas exhaust. So we'll talk about some of our terms. Typically, they call out a specific termination, or on the other hand, they may exclude some type of terminations. Well, any type of termination you'll see in the install guide, we offer it, from termination tees to end pipes to pre-manufactured snorkel and snout. So just like our single wall pipe, all of our terminations can be cut in the field. And ideally, you would like to pair these with a bird screen. So just for example, if you have your snorkel without a bird screen coming out of the side of the house, we all know kids like to rummage with stuff and mess with stuff, so you never know if they could push something down there to basically block the flue gas from extraction, which would never be good. So we offer our bird screen to not allow for anything to basically not allow for the flue gas to be extracted. So you'll see that these pre-manufactured terminations are black in color, and this is basically an additional UV protection coating for outdoor exposure. However, per UL 1738, all of our pipe is UV rated, so all of our pipe can be installed outside. So the termination tee and the end pipe can be used in the horizontal or vertical application. And then you see here, we offer a pre-manufactured snorkel and a pre-manufactured snout, all in one piece, and it can be cut right in the field. This reduces some install time and the number of joints. However, if you didn't order the pre-manufactured terminations, you can put together our vent lengths and elbows to get your desired snorkel and snout for your horizontal termination. Yeah, so some other single wall terminations that we offer is, one of them is a low profile wall termination. It's a very cool termination piece. It's such a clean looking termination that fits very tight on the wall and looks very nice on sides of houses. One thing about this termination, just like all of our pipe, this can be painted to match the color of the house. So we all have those homeowners who want everything to be color coordinated and look very nice on the outside of their house. So this low profile wall termination is a great offering to your client to say, we can have a nice clean looking termination that fits very tight to the side of your house, and we can paint it to match your siding. And it's going to connect inside just like your normal single wall. And as you see, you have one port for the extraction of flue gas, and then you have another port that you can drill out for your air intake. So you're going to have both your air intake and your exhaust on the same plane using the same termination. And on the other side here, we have our concentric adapter. So this adapter takes you from twin pipe to a concentric pipe or concentric termination in the vent run. One thing that's really neat about this adapter is our adapter allows you to transition from dual pipe to concentric anywhere in the vent run. So if you want to run dual pipe all the way to your termination and then adapt to your concentric termination at the point of termination, you can do that. One thing that's really cool about concentric is it allows for only one singular penetration for your air intake and your exhaust. So you don't have to drill 2 holes outside of a wall or 2 holes up in a roof. If you use our concentric adapter, you adapt to the twin pipe, you connect your concentric roof termination or your concentric wall termination, and it's only 1 hole, so you can extract your flue gas and pull in your fresh air from 1 terminal. It's a very clean look, and as you see, these also have the UV additive, so it's a little bit extra UV protection here. And so you'll see some illustrations for the horizontal terminations. So for this one, as you see here, this is what I just described earlier. So they decided to run their dual pipe all the way to the termination point, transition from dual pipe to concentric termination, which allows for the single hole out the wall. So now they're getting their air intake and they're exhausting their flue gas exhaust just using one port and one hole. And as you see in the middle one, our low profile wall termination. See how nice and tight that sits against the wall, the wall of the house or the siding there. And as I stated, it gets put together just like our single wall pipes. So, and on the last one, you see our pre-manufactured snorkel and snout coming out of a sidewall. Very good, very easy to install. You don't have to put together the elbows. However, if you don't have this on site, like I said, you can put together the elbows to make your configuration for the snorkel and snout, because our pipe can be installed outside. Gray pipe and black pipe are both UV protected. So we'll talk about our flex. So we offer flex piping in the 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch diameter. This is a great product, and we have all the associated flex components, just like single wall, from couplers, spacers, to different terminations. And it's a perfect solution for your retrofit applications. So we've all been here, right? We are replacing a low efficiency appliance for a high efficiency appliance. Now that low efficiency appliance could have been using a B vent for the extraction of the flue gas. Now we can't use that B vent to extract the flue gas in a high efficiency appliance. However, with our flex, now you can utilize that B vent. All you would do is drop the flex down the B vent, and now you don't have to drill any holes through the roof or the sidewall. Now we're utilizing the B vent, and we're utilizing the hole that's already made in the roof to extract your flue gas. I'll get in a little bit deeper on that in the next few slides. Transitions from InnoFlue to single wall, from flex to single wall very easily. And one thing to note, that it's designed to handle an offset up to 45 degrees. So I'll show later, but the flex can only be installed in the vertical, and it's only designed to handle an offset up to 45 degrees. Now I'll direct you to a video from an installer, and he'll show you how he used the flex to just drop down a chimney.
Centrotherm vent kit, baby. Let's go. Dropping this sucker down the chimney. So a little play-by-play for y'all. We are going to be sending Centrotherm systems down the chimney about 25 feet. Doesn't seem too bad. It's a straight shot, so we're excited to give this a try. It's really the way of the future, the way of now. They had an existing 3-inch PVC line that goes down there. We're not going to reuse that. We're not going to use somebody else's vent line that we don't know the condition or how it is or what may be. I don't want that liability. So we're going to rip this out. I'm going to snake this all the way up the roof, 25 feet. Should be fun. And drop that Centrotherm system down. So we're excited. I'm going to give it a try. It's one of the first ones we're doing. And at least I got a nice view to attack this little job right now, huh? That shit is nice. About to pop up a lawn chair. Alrighty. So here we go. We got our top on to the chimney top. I put that on first. I'm gonna go top down. Usually I'm a bottom up guy, but we're gonna go top down today. And I got our spacers that they gave us. So these are on in equal intervals, and let's give it a shot, you know, let's see what it does. Hi, big sexy brother. that? Under a minute? Dang.
So as you see, he was able to do that install, dropping that flex down a chimney very quickly, very easily. Obviously, he has a few more parts and pieces to connect in the mechanical room, but dropping the flex down, super simple, super easy, and going to save you a ton of time doing your retrofit jobs. Yeah, so the base support. The base support is a very important component for both flex and rigid. On the flex side, the base support is required at the bottom of the chimney, at the bottom of the B vent, at the bottom of the chase to connect your flex into. I'll get into that a little bit later. And on the rigid side, any vertical vent length that goes above 10 feet, we will require to use a base support. Base supports can support up to 164 feet of rigid pipe and 98 feet of flexible pipe in a single run. And we have multiple different bracket types for different applications. So we have the V bracket here, and we also have a strut system to support your base supports. So some flex terminations. So one of the terminations that we offer on the flex side is the B vent cap. And the B vent cap is a universal B vent cap. So it's actually stepped on the inside to allow you to hook up to different diameters of B vents. However, if the B vent is larger than a 6-inch diameter, a field source adapter will have to be used to decrease that diameter to allow for the B vent cap to sit there tightly. So again, it's universal. So you can have multiple different flue configurations using the same B vent. So if you need 2 ports for 2-inch exhaust, so you say you're running 2 liners to exhaust 2 different boilers, you can actually drill your holes right on the top of the B vent to give you 2 2-inch outlets to extract your flue gases. And with our terminations, you can extract the flue gas, use the termination to extract the flue gas. However, I'll show you in a few other slides how you can actually incorporate your air intake into the one single termination. So another termination offering that we have for flex is the chimney cover. So with the chimney cover, you're going to have your flue gas extract going off the top with your flex end pipe. You will have to order these per diameter. So if you need a 2-inch, 3-inch, or 4-inch chimney cover for your flue gas exhaust, that's part of our offering. And on the next slide, I'll show you how we can actually incorporate air intake into both of these terminations. So you see here with our chimney cap, so right off the top, you're going to have your flue gas exhaust going through the top of the chimney cap, exhausting out into the air. However, if you want to run air intake as well, you can run a secondary liner up your chimney to your chimney cap and basically zip tie it or attach it to your flue gas exhaust liner and have it resting just under the mushroom cap. So our chimney cap design is a mushroom top style where the bottom is actually open. So you're able to pull in fresh air from the bottom of this into your flex liner, which will supply fresh air to your appliance. And same thing with the B vent cap. So notice how you'll have your extract going off the top, extracting your flue gases. And same idea, you're going to attach your intake liner to your extraction liner. And the B vent cap is open on the bottom so that you can have your air intake being pulled in from the bottom of the B vent cap. Very cool termination styles, which allow you to extract your flue gases and intake fresh air with one termination style. So these are some illustrations on our flex. So our flex has to be enclosed in a chase or a chimney or a B vent. It can't be inside of a sheetrock wall, and it can't be unenclosed in a space where it could be punctured. So as I've stated before, so you'll see this, the chimney install example, right? So you have your chimney cap, and as I've stated before, the base support, which is a very important component with our flex. Base supports are required when you're installing our flex product. Another thing to note is, notice how all of these installs, it's enclosed in a space, in a chimney or a B vent or a gypsum chase. They're using our base support, so they're running the flex down to the base support, and then notice how all of them are hard piping from the base support to the appliance. That's also a very important thing to note. You have to hard pipe from the appliance to the base support, and then you're allowed to run your flex up through your chase or your chimney to your extraction point. One thing of our flex is it cannot be inserted directly into the outlet. So I do stress this, hard pipe from your appliance to your base support at the bottom of the chase or the chimney, and then you're good to go to run your flex up to the termination point. So one really cool thing about our flex as well is we offer kits. So to select your kit, first you'll have to figure out which termination style you want, whether it's a B vent or a chimney. Once you figure that out, now you gotta figure out the diameter. So 2, 3, 4, or 6 inch. And then all you need to figure out is how long the flex run is. So say you want a B vent style termination, you're using your 2 inch and you have a 30-foot run. We've made it very easy to select these products. So you're going to get your 2 inch B vent kit, which is going to give you 35 foot of flex. And it's also going to give you everything pictured here, from your termination style to your flex end pipe to the required flex length and the required diameter that you need. It's going to give you the spacers. It'll give you the base support, some Centrotherm, and then all you need to figure out is the hard pipe to pipe from the appliance to the base support. Very easy, one SKU, single SKU kits. And like I said, all you have to do is figure out your rigid vent lengths and elbows to get to the base support. So these are a couple installation examples of our flex utilizing the B vents properly. So as I stated before, is we have a couple different ways to support the base support. This is the V bracket right here, utilized in a flex install. So they have their flex running up the B vent here, and they're using the V bracket to support that base support. And on the install over here, you see many different flex runs going up what I would assume to be a very large chimney, with using the strut system to support that base support. Yeah, and another very good picture here for a flexible install. And notice how they're using the strut system to support the base support. They have their flex going up the B vent, and they're hard piping from the base support to the appliance. Very good install per our install requirements. Kudos to them. Now we'll talk about our large diameter. So we have a full line of components kits all the way up to 12 inch. So all those condensate management systems that I've explained before, the test ports, the siphons, the drains, we offer them up to the 12-inch diameter. We also have the most comprehensive line of common venting for any venting manufacturer out there. So branch T's and Y's to allow you to common vent, which I'm sure, as you all know, is combining multiple appliances into one singular vent. So yeah, so as I stated before, if you want to common vent multiple appliances, we can do that. So if you have 2 inch coming off of the appliance and you need to connect it into, say, an 8-inch diameter pipe to commonly extract your flue gases, we offer those parts and pieces. So any diameter, feeder diameter to any common header diameter up to 12 inch, is something that we offer. A very comprehensive full line of common venting kits and parts and pieces. One thing to note about our large diameter is it's very lightweight. So this slide, according to the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, the maximum weight to be lifted with both hands on an install under ideal conditions is 51 pounds. So if you're comparing this 51 pounds to different venting materials, this would allow you to lift 2.4 lengths of 6 foot 6 inches in PVC, 1.5 lengths of 6 foot 6 inch CPVC. On ours, you can lift 8.7 lengths of 6 inch at the 6 inch diameter. And I'll tell you, this weight discrepancy only gets larger as the diameter gets larger. Our 10 and 12 inch, super lightweight compared to any other material out there. Again, this goes back to saving time in the install, where you may have to have, for a different material, you may have to have 2 people lifting one piece of pipe to install it. With our pipe, typically you only need 1 person to lift the pipe and install it. Now here's our video of the great Matthew Price, and he's going to explain some common venting, an overview of common venting, and how our parts and pieces combine to allow you to extract multiple appliances into one common flue.
Centrotherm InnoFlue common venting systems are the best way to vent a bank of inline boilers or tankless water heaters. Input the appliance models and the quantity to be installed into our common venting lookup tool to identify the proper manifold size. This manifold is comprised of InnoFlue branch tees. These branch tees, sometimes known as Ys, are the core of this simple system. Pair InnoFlue branch tees with InnoFlue condensate management components like drains and siphons, and your common vented installation will save time on every job while only requiring a single penetration in the roof or wall. InnoFlue feeders range from 2-inch to 10-inch, and manifolds range from 3-inch to 12-inch. This spectrum of available components will shave time off every common venting application. Don't waste time running multiple intakes and exhaust runs that may each require drilling more holes in the existing construction. If you need further assistance sizing your manifold or filling out the remaining bill of materials, don't hesitate to contact our local reps. The prevalence of common venting is growing rapidly, and Centrotherm is ready to provide the venting solution for your common venting job.
Yeah, so as he said at the end of that video, common venting is becoming increasingly more popular. When you have multiple boilers in a single room, there's no need to drill 3-4 holes to extract your flue gas. Let us do the design and let us figure out which diameter common header you need to only drill 1 hole and extract your flue gases very easily. So this is a slide showing a couple different applications. So with this one, they're running our pipe outside along a brick building to extract it vertically. As I said before, our gray pipe is UV resistant, so this can be done. You can install this outside. And another thing is it can be painted to match the building or the house. This was painted a nice color red to try to match the brick. Very good install, very sleek looking. And over here, you see that they had to actually extend a little bit above the roof line with our gray pipe to get the proper clearance of a roof line clearance to extract the flue gases. Notice on the supporting side, they were able to use some guide wires to support the outdoor installation there, and then they popped in our termination tee right at the end there. Kudos to these guys, very good install. Yeah, so this is a picture showing some common venting installations. Notice how they have the smaller feeder diameter, I'm guessing this may be 2-inch, being inserted into our branch tees, or Ys, whatever you feel like calling them, into a larger diameter to extract out. This is a very tight and neat install where they have a lot of tankless water heaters here, utilizing 2 different common vent systems and only 2 ports, 2 terminations out of the sidewall. If you had to individually vent all of these, think of how many holes you'd have to drill to extract your flue gas and take in your air intake. So some services that we offer. Very responsive tech and engineering support. I may be biased. I am on this tech support team, but how often do you call a manufacturer and somebody answers within the first couple rings? Well, if you call Centrotherm, we're going to answer. Whether it's a high-level engineering question to a customer service request or a shipping and logistics request, you call us, we're going to answer, and we're going to direct you to the right person to solve your problem. Another thing that we offer is capacity sizing, design layout support, and a comprehensive bill of material quotations. So if you send us a sketch and the make and model of the appliance, we're going to give you a full list of material, including an order of install and a 3D rendering of the venting install. And we can also give you capacity sizing. So we do draft calculations for a comprehensive bill of materials. So if this is your first time, or even if it's not your first time, I want us to be a resource to you for the venting. Let us do your design. Let us give you a bill of material. So no more pulling a bunch of 10-foot lengths of PVC, bringing them all the way down to the basement. With us, you're going to get one list of material for the venting for that job, taking the guesswork out of the venting completely. Lean on us so that we can help you be more efficient in the mechanical room with a list of material specific for that job. So some other things that we offer, tools and support material. We have an incredible marketing team who's come up with so many different material, from catalogs and brochures to install manuals to quick guides. Again, some of these attachments will be available right in the webinar for you to get right now. Layout and design support, as I've stated before, submittals. We do stickers, exhaust and intake stickers. We can even give you inspector tags that you can hang right on your install. When the inspector comes, you point there and you say, hey, you know, it's inspected and it's InnoFlue UL 1738 rated, the safest venting material out there, and your inspector will be very happy, saving him time as well on checking your stuff. So we can give out samples and field kits. So like I said, incredible marketing department, so many different materials out there. And even if it's not out there, you reach out to us, we can create something for you and just help you out any way we can. So I'm going to leave this slide up here for a little bit. So this is some online installation support where you can scan the QR code and get some of these things. As I've stated, there are some support material located right within the webinar for ease of access for you. But at this time, this will conclude the training. However, we will unmute you guys, so feel free to speak freely, ask me some questions. Let's talk about venting and how we can help you guys out further. And yet you can also put it in the chat. So right here we have a QR code. Don't forget to register. And we also have Mr. Robert Stanfield's information here. Get out of the way a little bit better.
My choices
So
about what cars I'm buying.
if you need any material or if you need support, you can reach out to Robert Stanfield. However, if you need further support, please feel free to type in the chat or reach out to us personally for where you can find this stuff or any additional installation tips or tricks that you need. Feel free to reach out to us and we'll help you in any way possible. Yeah, at this time, I just want to thank you all for joining. I hope it was informative. Please ask questions in the chat. I believe you guys might be unmuted now. So yes, you guys are unmuted, so you can speak and ask me some questions.
Hey guys, just want to pop in. Can you guys hear me? This is
Yes.
Kara from Centrotherm. Just before you guys get into any questions, or I'm not sure if there's any out there. I just want to thank you guys all for coming. Dylan, you did a fantastic job. I might be a little biased, but I just want to send a quick reminder that you guys will receive a follow-up email, those who are registered, with some literature that Dylan talked about earlier. You'll get a catalog, you'll get your install guide, you'll get a common vent quick guide, and then just our regular quick guide that has some QR codes to, like, our adapters and quick installs. So thanks very much. If you guys don't have anything, have a great weekend, but I'll turn it back to Dylan.
Thank you, Kara. She is truly a guru over here. Anything I know, anything I've talked about up here, she taught me. And if you guys are familiar with Centrotherm, I'm sure you're familiar with Kara. So thank you. Chris asked, are there any InnoFlue to PVC adapters? Chris, that is a very good question. So there are adapters. However, we can only adapt at the flue outlet. So per UL 1738, remember that's the gold standard for the venting, it has to be a singular material throughout the whole vent run. So however, we don't have an adapter to let you adapt to PVC in the middle of a vent run. If your appliance typically takes PVC, we do have adapters for that out at the outlet. Now on the 2-inch and 3-inch, if your appliance calls for PVC at the outlet, we can actually, there's no adapter needed, and you can slide our 2-inch or 3-inch piece right into the appliance. So no adapters for the middle of a vent run. However, we do have adapters for PVC at the outlet of the appliance. Very good question.
Hey, I've got a question. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
We just installed some 8-inch Centrotherm on some big IntelliHots. On the 90s, there's a ring on there that moves like an eighth or a quarter of an inch. Why is that?
All right, hey Chuck. So you're saying that there is a ring on the 90s. Is this an external ring or an internal ring?
External. It doesn't do anything as far as I can see as far as locking. It just moves.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's not something I've come encountered with. Typically, there is no outside ring on our fittings. However, if you'd like to send us an email with a picture of it, if you have a picture of it, then we can kind of further investigate and see what's going on with that.
Yeah, I bought it all from y'all and had it shipped. So
Yeah, well, our larger diameters wouldn't need a connector ring or anything, so I
realize that even the 90s that came on the IntelliHot had that on there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's not something I'm too familiar with. Maybe if you can send a picture to our customer service channel, that way we can get that figured out for you.
Yeah, I've got some other pictures I'm gonna send. Should I send them to there? Because I've got some other things I want to talk about, not right today, but
Yeah, sure.
but
Send them to our customer service channel.
But as far as your product, it's awesome. That was way easier than trying to wrestle 8-inch CPVC.
Yeah. Oh, especially, yeah. I mean, I didn't even talk about the weight differences. I mean, you guys all know CPVC is super heavy. Half the time it takes 2 guys to do one job. Our large diameter stuff is so light. 8-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch is super light compared to CPVC and PVC, which makes for installs easier and safer and time savings.
I also had a rep tell me that some boiler inspectors will actually fail the install if you don't use the recommended Centrotherm on some of these boilers, like our IntelliHots, our big ones.
Yeah, so code, he's speaking on the code and saying that some inspectors will fail a job if Centrotherm isn't used. So especially I'm assuming you're in Tennessee area, maybe in the Nashville area. So code is being pushed in those areas to where you have to use a UL 1738 listed product, where PVC and stainless steel are not up to the par of 1738, and they do not have that stamp. So yes, inspectors will red tag a job if it's not using the proper material.
Yeah, these units, I installed them in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, understood. Okay.
Yeah, Matt said he thinks the molding in that diameter looks a bit different than the other diameters.
Hey, Dylan, quick question. Us here at MRG in Nashville, wondering if there is a list of counties that have accepted the new code slash ones that have not. Is there any sort of master list that we can find, see where people are at with that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have an amazing engineer who specifically works with codes and standards. His name is Isaac, and we have maps that indicate which counties and states and cities are under which code jurisdiction, as well as which ones are pushing UL 1738. So if you send me an email or to the quotes channel or customer service channel, we can get that over to you.
Sweet. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, if
Hey,
not,
no, Chuck here with Centrotherm. I just wanted to thank everyone for joining today. Shortly after this meeting ends, we're going to send an email out with a bunch of helpful files as well as links to get you started. To Dylan's point, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to either our customer service or our quotes emails, which are simply customer service at centrotherm.us.com or quotes at centrotherm.us.com. Again, thanks all for joining.
thank you all for coming out for the contractor training. This will conclude it. Like I said, any further questions, feel free to call us, reach out. If you need material, any questions, we'll answer and we'll get you situated. Thank you all.